Russian Defense Ministry reports on the progress of the special military operation from 4 to the 10th of January, 2025. From 4 to the 10th of January, 2025, the Russian armed forces delivered 28 group strikes by precision weaponry and attack UAVs at infrastructure of military airfields, weaponry depots, attack UAV workshops and depots, as well as temporary deployment areas of Ukrainian armed forces and foreign mercenaries. Over the past week, units of the Seva group of forces continued to eliminate AFU formations on the territory of Kursk region. Aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, and artillery inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 1 heavy mechanized brigade, 1 tank brigade, 6 mechanized brigades, for air assault brigades of the AFU, 1 marine brigade, and 5 territorial defense brigades. 2 counterattacks launched by AFU units were repelled. In Kharkov direction, Russian troops inflicted losses on units of 1 mechanized brigade, 1 motorized infantry brigade of the AFU, and 2 territorial defense brigades. Over the past week in the area of responsibility of the Seva group of forces, the AFU losses amounted to more than 2,835 troops, 30 tanks, and 122 armored fighting vehicles. Moreover, 117 motor vehicles and 30 field artillery guns were destroyed. As a result of active operations, units of the Zapad group of forces liberated Nadia. Losses were inflicted on manpower and hardware of 4 mechanized brigades of the AFU, 3 territorial defense brigades, and 1 National Guard brigade. 19 AFU attempts to regain lost positions were thwarted. The AFU losses amounted to up to 3,530 troops, 1 tank, 28 armored fighting vehicles, including 1 Polish-made Rosomak armored personnel carrier, 1 US-made Bradley armored fighting vehicle, 7 US-made M113 armored personnel carriers, and 5 US-made HMMWV armored vehicles. Russian units eliminated 52 motor vehicles, 46 field artillery guns, 11 of them manufactured by NATO countries, 10 electronic warfare stations, and 15 ammunition depots. As a result of decisive actions, units of the U group of forces liberated Kurakovo. Losses were inflicted on formations of 8 mechanized brigades, 2 motorized infantry brigades, 1 infantry brigade, 1 mountain assault brigade, 2 airmobile brigades of the AFU, and 2 territorial defense brigades. 16 enemy attempts to regain a tactical position were thwarted. Over the past week, the AFU losses in this direction amounted to up to 1,715 troops, 3 tanks, including 1 German-made Leopard tank, 12 armored fighting vehicles, including 2 US-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 17 motor vehicles, 20 field artillery guns, including 4 Western-made guns. 6 ammunition depots were wiped out. Units of the Center group of forces continued advancing to the depth of the enemy's defenses and liberated Dachinskoye. Losses were inflicted on formations of 7 mechanized brigades, 2 motorized infantry brigades, 1 Jaeger brigade, 2 airmobile brigades of the AFU, 1 Marine brigade, 2 territorial defense brigades, 1 National Guard brigade, and 1 brigade of the National Police of Ukraine. 94 AFU attempts to regain lost positions were thwarted. The AFU losses amounted to more than 3,485 troops, 11 tanks, including 4 German-made Leopard tanks, 40 armored fighting vehicles, including 3 French-made VAB armored personnel carriers, as well as 6 US-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 1 US-made M1117 armored personnel carrier, US-made Max Pro and HMMWV armored vehicles. Moreover, 41 motor vehicles and 34 field artillery guns were destroyed. Units of the Vostok group of forces improved the tactical situation along the front line and defeated units of 3 mechanized brigades, 2 air assault brigades of the AFU, 1 marine brigade, and 3 territorial defense brigades. 8 AFU attempts to regain lost positions were foiled. The AFU losses amounted to more than 1,120 troops, 1 tank, 6 armored fighting vehicles, including 3 US-made Max Pro armored vehicles, 30 motor vehicles, and 26 field artillery guns, including 8 guns manufactured by NATO countries. 6 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Dnieper group of forces inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 2 mechanized brigades, 2 infantry brigades, 1 coastal defense brigade of the AFU, 2 territorial defense brigades, and 1 National Guard brigade. The AFU losses amounted to up to 685 troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles, including 1 US-made M113 armored personnel carrier, 44 motor vehicles, 11 field artillery guns, 5 electronic warfare stations, and 6 ammunition depots. Over the past week, 91 Ukrainian servicemen surrendered on the line of contact. Fighter aviation of the Russian aerospace forces shot down 1 MiG-29 aircraft of the Ukrainian Air Force. Russian air defense systems have shot down 8 US-made ATACMS operational tactical missiles, 5 French-made Hammer aerial bombs, 41 US-made HIMARS MLRS projectiles, as well as 689 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, 652 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 39,896 unmanned aerial vehicles, 590 anti-aircraft missile systems, 20,467 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,507 MLRS combat vehicles, 20,385 field artillery guns and mortars, and 30,135 units of support military vehicles have been neutralized. Russian Defense Ministry reports on repelling AFU attempt to invade Russian territory in Kursk region, the 10th of January, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the operation to neutralize an enemy group, which broke into the territory of Kursk region. Units of the Sever group of forces inflicted losses on formations of 1 tank brigade, 2 mechanized brigades, 2 air assault brigades, and 2 territorial defense brigades of the AFU in the general direction and surrounding areas of Viktorovka. For counterattacks launched by AFU units were repelled. Operational tactical and army aviation and artillery strikes engaged AFU manpower and hardware in the general direction and surrounding areas of Agronom and Obody in Sumy region. Over the past 24 hours, the AFU losses amounted to more than 280 troops, 2 tanks, 4 infantry fighting vehicles, 3 armored fighting vehicles, 6 motor vehicles, 5 artillery guns, and 2 mortars. 3 AFU servicemen surrendered. Since the beginning of hostilities in Kursk region, the AFU losses amounted to up to 50,600 troops, 296 tanks, 222 infantry fighting vehicles, 161 armored personnel carriers, 1,520 armored fighting vehicles, 1,441 motor vehicles, 353 artillery guns, 44 MLRS launchers, including 13 of HIMARS and 6 of MLRS made by the USA, 16 anti-aircraft missile launchers, 8 transport loading vehicles, 90 electronic warfare stations, 13 counter-battery warfare radars, for air defense radars, 29 engineering units and other material, including 15 counter-obstacle vehicles, 1 UR-77 mine-clearing vehicle, 7 armored recovery vehicles, and 1 command post vehicle. The operation to neutralize the AFU units is in progress. Thank you for watching.